What's up, Drop Services? Dylan Sigley here. Today we're going to get into your questions and answers from the free Facebook group you can find below this video and your comments on YouTube. So we've got a bunch of questions to go through, and as you know, I run multiple drop servicing businesses driving six figures and an education business called the Drop Servicing Blueprint that teaches drop servicing. So today you're going to get the real strategies and tactics working out there right now. Have you ever felt like building a real online business that drives consistent results, freedom, and control? Online business can feel uncertain, confusing, and overwhelming, but what if you had the vision, mindset, and actions to get from A to B and building your online business step by step so you can live a life of freedom, consistency, and control? Now, before we get into the video, make sure you like the video before you watch it, because of course it's going to be great, or dislike the video if you think it's going to be absolutely terrible. Hit the big red juicy subscribe button and the notification bell so when I release more drop servicing strategies, tactics, and tutorials, you'll get notified. And as we go through the video, make sure to comment below any questions that come to mind, and I'll personally answer your questions in an upcoming video. Like this one and join the Facebook community. Okay guys, so the first question we have here is from Ahmad. He says, hello Drop Services, is it profitable to select sub-niches and logo design if they have good search volume? Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's great to niche down because you can be a lot more specific in your messaging, which is going to lead to higher conversion rates because your audience will feel like you're speaking directly to them and they'll see you as an expert in that specific field. So it can really help by niching down. But the flip side of that is you're going to limit yourself in terms of who you can reach out to. But the best way to do things is to have your general business kind of broad, and then you can niche down into specific campaigns when it comes to the messaging and the targeting of those campaigns. So what you're saying and who you're saying it to. So definitely, I mean, if they've got a good search volume and you see they're a good niche, I would definitely go into them, run some campaigns, and then down the line, if you need to switch into a different niche, you easily can. The next question I have here is from Jatin. Hey Dylan, actually I've selected my niche and already built a website as well, and it's an expensive service ranging from $500 to $2,000, but I'm concerned whether I should ask my potential customers to buy it on my website by putting a payment gateway in the website, or should I only ask them to leave their details and then email them with more details? So you won't want to email them. I mean, if you're going to provide them with a custom offer, it's best to do that on a call. You're going to get a lot more deals closed on the call versus sending an email. That way you can really figure out their specific needs, what their budget is over the call. Usually you're not going to be able to gather all the information you need to construct that from email. Much better to provide it on the call. So jump on a call with them, or have your sales team jump on a call with them, and then you can break down the pricing structure. So if you're not sure exactly how much you want to charge, or you're dealing with a service where you can't productize things and have a very specific offering, the best thing to do is simply take the needs of the client to your production team, talk to the production team, see what they would quote, and then you can just add your profit, add your margin to that quote. And I always recommend at least having 2 times the margin. So if your freelancing team is charging $500, you want to charge $1,000 at the very least. So you've got 2 options really. Usually you can get usually you can charge more if you're going to go the route where you customize every single package and pricing on the call itself, but you can get a higher volume of sales and obviously more automated if you're going to have a lower ticket offering that's productized, so you've made the package very specific and have it on your website. So it's really up to you in terms of what you prefer. Do you prefer getting on calls with clients and figuring out what they need and then charging them based on their budget and what they need, or do you prefer on having a very specific product, very specific specifications around that product, and then having those specifications laid out on your website, and then the option to purchase directly on the website? You have 2 options there. I've done both in my businesses. I like both, but it's really up to you in terms of whether you prefer to be more automated or you prefer to get higher ticket sales from every single client. So really you can charge a lot more usually when you get on the call with them. Stoicho says, hello. You could make a different video for niches on and how to find them. Yeah, for sure. So in terms of niches, what I recommend doing, as I mentioned in an earlier question in this video, is not to get really specific and just targeting your entire business around an individual niche, it's much better to target specific campaigns to an individual niche. So that way you can actually communicate directly with them. You can do some research into what the problems are in that specific niche, what kind of solutions they need, and then you can cater your messaging towards that, cater your copywriting in the email or the ad, whatever it may be. Now, in terms of where to find them, usually you're just going to look for those that are doing really well right now. So for example, during quarantine right now that we're all going through, the best niches are going to be those that have a lot of demand, that have a lot of attention. And which are those? Online businesses, right? So any online business right now is doing really well because everyone's at home on their computer shopping or looking at ads on social media. So those are going to be the best niches to target. The next question I have here is from Lloyd. He says, "Hi Dylan, I want to enlighten if a funnel like Kartra and ClickFunnels will suffice the business model for beginners. Thank you for your response." Definitely wouldn't say Kartra or ClickFunnels are the best way to go. I use in my drop servicing businesses WordPress, and I always recommend to you guys Divi and also Thrive. The reason I think that most people on YouTube are recommending Kartra is just because it has a really great affiliate network and they make a lot of money from recommending it. It's actually pretty bad in my opinion, and I wouldn't recommend using it. I would recommend WordPress. And then in terms of ClickFunnels, also too expensive. I mean, to begin, you need to pay $100 a month right off the bat, which isn't really an option when you're starting a brand new business, in my opinion. So I would recommend that you go with WordPress to start off with, not Kartra or ClickFunnels. Also, a few people mentioned Shopify as well. I wouldn't really recommend Shopify. That's more for e-commerce products. So yeah, I would go for WordPress, simply because that's what I use and that's what I've always recommended students to use, and that's all we focus on because it works so well. The next question here is from Anisha. They say, "Hello Dylan, your content on YouTube has been very helpful so far. I needed to know one specific thing. That is, if someone is an entirely new drop servicer and started their very first website, as they don't have any previous portfolio, how is someone supposed to put up previous work or testimonials of their customers?" So you don't need to have previous work and testimonials to get sales. I mean, when I started my first businesses, I had no testimonials, I had no examples. My very first website was super ugly. There was nothing on the website at all. But in terms of getting examples to show clients, all you need to do is ask your freelancer to provide some samples that you can show your potential clients, and then you can put them into a Google Drive folder and then just show that Google Drive folder to your potential clients. That's usually the best way. And some freelancers will even let you put their past work and testimonials up on your website. It's really dependent on what freelancers you find and how helpful they are for you. But I know a lot of people that don't even have any testimonials or examples. They don't even have a website, and they're making $10,000 profit, $20,000 profit in their businesses each and every month. So it's definitely not essential when you're starting out. And then Sabas here says, "Some ways to getting clients, that would be great. I think a lot of people on YouTube are lying. They always say getting clients, just search, for example, restaurants, write emails to them." Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, when it comes to finding clients, you can't just look up restaurants, for example, and then message them and ask them to let you manage their social media account. You need to have the right messaging. You need to have a good offer, and your offer needs to have the right amount of importance and urgency around it, or else no one's going to want to work with you. So it's not just about finding a niche and then reaching out and offering them your service. You need to actually construct an offer that niche is after, which means you need to do some research into the niche, figure out what they want, and then construct an offer that's urgent and important enough for them to move forward with you. Then another question here from Aryan: "How to get first client without ads? So after first payment by a client, I will spend those on my business to grow." Yeah, so how do you get your first client without ads? I mean, there's plenty of ways. I've even got some videos for that for you. You've got cold email, social media outreach. You could do some cold calling, hire appointment setters to do calls for you. There's plenty of methods that you can use to get your first client, and that's actually what we teach in the drop servicing blueprint. We always go for getting your first clients for free and then scaling things up with advertising after that. And the next question I have here is from Dimple Wadwa. "Bro, should we add a money back guarantee to our sales funnel? If yes, then if the client asks for a refund, how will we be able to pay the freelancer that completed the work and their money too?" Yeah, so that's the problem really, Dimple, my friend. If you've got a client and they refund, you need to still pay your team, right? Because they still did the work. So that's why I don't have a refund guarantee in any of my drop servicing businesses. Our refund policy in the drop servicing businesses is no refunds. You can only really offer refunds for things like products where you can return the product, or information when you can just no longer give access to the information, right? When it comes to a service, you've actually invested your time in that service, or your team has in this case, right? So you still need to pay your team for the work they've done. But if you do want to offer some kind of refund policy, it could be that you return their money minus the money that you had to pay your team. But you shouldn't really need to worry too much about having a refund policy on your website, other than no refunds in my opinion. And then the next question we have here is from Technical Hassan. Can me make a drop servicing website on Shopify? Yes, I already answered that one a little bit earlier in the video. I wouldn't recommend doing it. You could try it out. I've never heard of anyone doing it before. Shopify is more of a drop shipping thing. We're doing drop servicing over here, so WordPress is the best way to go. And then a question from Christian. Hi sir, me again from Philippines. What if they want a refund due to unsatisfied about the product? What should we do? Yeah, so if they want a refund, just refund their money. That's what I recommend doing, because at the end of the day, I mean, if you don't want to deal with an annoying client, you know, you don't want to deal with the bother of them disputing the payment or whatever it may be, so just give a refund to them. But you could also have a no refund policy on your website, and then just don't provide any refunds. It all depends on your refund policy. So you should be really, really specific about what that refund policy is. And remember, I think you may have come from drop shipping, Christian, because in drop shipping you get a lot of refunds. In drop servicing you don't get many refunds. It's under 1% if you're doing things right. So you don't need to worry too much about refunds. But when you're starting out, it's best to just give them and then not have to worry so much about it. And then long term, once you build up your business, just no longer give refunds, because obviously you need to pay your team at the end of the day if they've done the work. And then another question from Dariwu1. What's the difference between this and SMMA or digital agency? They also outsource the work. Drop servicing is really just a method where you're building an agency offering any kind of digital service online, right? And you're building that agency by building a team of freelancers. So we're not really outsourcing work. We're not sending the work from our company to their company. We're hiring them as contractors. We're bringing them into our company. We make these freelancers a part of our company, and then we are one agency online. We're a virtual company, right? So you're not outsourcing. In the beginning, you might be outsourcing technically, but in the long term, you're building a real business, actually bringing in these employees and having them work with you on a per project basis. So you're becoming a full entity, one individual entity with many members of the team, right? But yeah, so there's not really a difference in terms of the business model, because you can do social media marketing agency as a drop servicing business, and a digital agency, depending on what the service is, right, as a drop servicing business. Drop servicing is really just a method for building a team. So we're basically using the internet to build a team of people and software to run the business for us, essentially the marketing, the sales, the production, automate everything so we don't have to do any of the work ourselves in the long term. That's the video. Hopefully today you've learned something you can actually implement in your business. And once again, like, subscribe, notification bell, and comment below if you have any questions at all. Until next time.